what I would say is that do not rush yourself. Okay, give yourself a little bit more time. Explore with different things around you that will interest you and build a little passion. And that passion itself could turn into something unexpected.
So young, right? Sometimes like people just feel like, 你那么年轻. Yeah, but it's actually this journey of mindfulness is not about age. It's not about age. And I would say that 越年轻的人, if they really find their purpose in life, like who they are, what they like, right? It could be really life transforming. Hello, welcome to Heart to Heart Dialogue. I'm your host, Candy Yao. And today, as you can see, I'm wearing a little bit more colorful today in yellow. And you'll see our studio here, wow, full of the art pieces. Because today we're going to talk about art and mindfulness. Yeah, so we have Diana Tan. Hi, Diana.
Hi, Candy. Good morning.
Morning. And Diana is the founder of HTHD Art. And we're going to deep dive into her journey today because she wasn't started as an artist. Yeah,
trainer.
Artist is the right word. Yeah. So let's hear from her journey, and her story definitely will be inspiring as well. Morning, Diana, again.
Morning.
Thank you for doing this with me.
My pleasure.
Thank you for bringing all these beautiful art pieces here. It's like, wow, you definitely make this studio alive,
Oh, thank you that you like it.
Yeah, I love it. So Diana, can you share with me like more about, your journey? Like, what do you do before you become an artist?
Okay, back to my past. I'm actually a logistic executive.
Executive.
Yeah, correct. And it's a very demanding job. Yeah, we are almost on a 24/7 because it's like a very hectic job because I do a lot of project works.
Okay.
Yeah, and I have to do a lot of coordinations within Singapore, overseas, Asia, Europe, different timings.
Were you more like a left-brained or right-brained person back then?
I'll be more left-brained is the
like logical side.
Logical side, yes, because I follow SOPs.
Okay. So, what made you decided to have such a change?
Oh, this is very coincident. I think got a thanks to COVID. Yeah. Very interestingly, I was busy with work somehow during all the weekdays itself. And towards one of the evening, I felt that, I'm too overwhelmed with my work. And I was just browsing YouTube. Yeah. And this little art piece and abstract art caught my attention. And I actually went to visit the website or the YouTube videos of this artist. And I found that, hey, this is something very different. It is called acrylic pour art, this art form.
Acrylic pour art.
Yes. Yeah. And this art form does not require any details, which something I do not have to think very logical with. Compared to my work. And, you put different colors of paints, blend them together.
Like randomly, any colors that you want.
Any colors. You just pour and be as messy as you could.
Wow.
And you just tilt the canvas around. Hey, this is fun. I thought, maybe I could give it a try.
Pause there a little bit. Diana, could you describe your sense of overwhelming?
Okay. Now, when I actually started into creating arts with acrylic pour art itself, it's very interesting that it calms me a lot compared to my nervous, stressful job, And it really calms me and focuses me a lot because I can actually forego whatever stress that I have. and I can actually do more focus, and and the final art piece itself is so unexpected. Yeah, because as you go with the flow, it's so therapeutic. The paint just you flow along with it, and it forms a different formation that you could never expect. It's just like life.
Yeah.
Life is so unexpected.
True.
With lots of changes.
That's beautiful. And I can vouch for that because I went for this session with Dana.
Oh, thank you.
I went twice. And trust me, even if you tried to mix the same color, it came out different.
Correct. Every piece is a unique one.
Yeah, it's really like every single moment is unique.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
That's beautiful. And I personally felt very calm. Just at that moment, I just feel like, wow, life could be this beautiful,
Yes.
Looking them moving around. So that was a life-changing moment. Like,
Correct.
Did you decide on the spot, like, okay, I'm going to quit my job and started this journey?
In fact, not. It took me a little while because, I was exploring this art itself and comparing myself during my work days. It seems that along the years itself, I've lost myself.
What do you mean by lost yourself?
Like, I never had time for myself. Because I was so occupied with work itself, and there was not very much of a me time until COVID strikes us. I found this little passion. Hey, this is very interesting because I'm hitting into my 50s and I'm already in my 50s. I was thinking, should I make a drastic change, a daring change for myself, just for myself? Get all of what I have, and do something very different. And true enough, after some time, after some thoughts, I think it's time to give myself a little chance to explore something very different.
It's very courageous to hear that because I must say that we all agree that we spend almost 60% of our time, daily life, working.
Correct.
Working for others, taking care of other people, our family, but probably not for ourselves.
Correct, yes.
And after probably half a decade, and it's really, actually, Dana, you had the wisdom. You really thought about what I wanted. Is this a life that I want? And you had the courage.
Thank you.
To make a move. It's really not easy, because you had a choice. You had a choice to continue on, which you feel comfortable with the pay. Because I believe these changes took you not just the lifestyle changes, but financially must be a changes as well, right?
Yes, correct.
Could you share with us, what was the challenges back then when you started?
Oh, starting was not easy. Starting HTR, my whole goal was to make art easy.
Oh, no wonder the HT art.
Yeah, instead of, it rhymes with the word easy.
Yes.
Yeah, because during my school days, I was never good in arts, and I never thought I could be doing arts currently. But it was so ironical.
Yeah.
And the whole thing was when I was working with some freelance artists itself, an instructor, and they brought me the idea of repurpose arts, make art easy. I said, hey, why not? This is very meaningful because a lot of us felt that art is so difficult, challenging, and it needs a lot of details.
Yes.
I said, why not we make art easy for everyone? Everyone can enjoy arts. Every one of us has this talented artistic area of us which we never explore with.
Yeah. I mean, I have to admit, I used to have this misconception whereby to be an artist, I must know how to draw. But look at the art that Dana, brought us here today, or the flower, the subtle art.
Can you believe it? None of it is hand-drawn.
This one?
I use sponges.
Okay.
And little brushes work on the tree trunks.
Okay.
Yeah, it's mainly sponges.
Okay. Are we able to see this? Let me take this. Okay. Just a close shot of it. Yeah. This wasn't hand-drawn.
No.
So everybody can do this?
Can, no problem.
Am I right to say that everyone, even the listener, everyone is an artist?
Yes. just explore using different things in our daily lives and make it interesting and creative.
Wow. Oh, okay. So I don't need to get an A
Precisely.
in the school to be an artist. Right. Okay, let me put this back. Okay. Okay. So number one misconception, like everyone can be an artist.
Yes,
Correct.
definitely.
Correct. That means.
Don't undermine yourself.
So how, like Diana, like how this journey changes you along the way?
I think exploring in art itself, compared to my previous work life itself, it is a vast difference. Okay, in the past, I used to be very logical.
Okay.
Now, I have to be creative, fun, connecting. Yeah, I think it's so much different in compared to my previous job. Yeah, because now I could engage with different levels of people, you know, from young age of children, you know, the working class, the retirees.
Yes.
You know, all the different age range. It's so fulfilling to see them completed every artwork itself. Yeah.
I mean, definitely, because prior to that, you were more like a left-brained person, right? But then now you are sort of more towards the right brain, and right brain is definitely about connection.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah, the like how to be more empathy.
Correct. Yes.
Or have more empathy towards people, and yeah, so you become like more sort of like in terms of emotional, like you'll be able to feel better.
Of course. It is a different feel because I felt much happier. Yeah, because it's like a relief, a release of a new you.
A release of a new you. I love it. I had this title for the Sunshine Heart of Hope group this year. It's like a journey to a new you. Wow, yours is like a release of a new you.
Correct. Because with this, I felt much happier. Yeah.
So it's like, can I say that? Okay, can I ask, like, how does art, like 找到你自己, like how do you find yourself through art?
I think art itself 它没有局限，它把我们的视野开阔起来。Because like when you walk along the street, you know, or into a forest, it keeps you thinking, expand your different mindset. You know, this painting, acrylic painting that I did was actually by walking through some pathways of trees. And you see that the moment I went right to the end of the road itself, I could see light, change. I found myself. You see how art can be so inspiring. You know, the things around you could inspire you.
Yeah, I can literally imagine that. I was imagining that moment because I'm also more like a right-brained person. And actually, it's true, no? Because I've been reading books about brain recently. That the more we use our right brain, because right brain is anti-depressed.
Okay.
Yeah. So the more we use our right brain, right, the lesser we actually feel depressing.
Okay.
Yeah, that's amazing thing about our right brain.
Yeah, and then we could stimulate it more.
Yes, correct. And I also heard you share with me before, like you have this mission. Okay, so could you share with everybody here, what's your mission now, Diana? What's your purpose?
In fact, I really like to empower a lot of people around me to explore themselves with us. Okay, because art is something that is within us. It's just that we need to just innate it out.
Yes.
You know, by a lot of encouragement, just do it. You know, and I see that a a lot of the time that, like myself in the past, we don't have our me time. Give some time for yourself, to relax, to find something different in life. And why not through art itself? Because art could be a new way that you could find new inspirations, a new path for yourself.
Yeah. What I hear is like you would want to transform life, transform more lives through art.
Definitely, yes.
I can imagine that. And actually, I would say that this is just a start.
Yes.
Right?
Yes,
like,
there's more to come.
Wow. I was also curious to ask, which I usually will ask my guests.
Okay.
Because eventually one day, we will no longer be physically here.
Yeah.
Okay. So how would you want to be remembered, Diana?
I would wish that my painting could leave a memory. Because every painting is a story of ourselves, the environment that is with us. And that's how people can actually look at it and think, hey, this is, done by Diana, done by so-and-so, my beloved ones, And, from there, you see that the painting can give some kind of hope.
Yes.
Instead of missing that person itself, remember me through the paintings.
Wow, I can feel this. Yeah, because everything carries energy, right?
Correct.
Like
yes.
when we write something, we sort of like transfer the energy into writing.
Yes.
And the same through art, right? Like when we doing the art, we are transforming our energy.
Correct.
In that art, and we literally give that art pieces a life.
Correct. Yes.
So that every single time, like when my family member or someone who got my art look at it, they get a sense of like me is still there.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
Correct. And if you could take a look at this Garden of Hope itself.
This one?
Yes, correct.
Wow.
And this is actually done by Acrylic pour art. And
this is acrylic pour art?
Yes, correct. I actually uses a lot of paints on the bubble wraps.
Ooh. Okay.
And I just press the canvas onto the bubble wrap and it forms this Garden of Hope.
Wow.
Okay. And a lot of the feel of these paintings, I have hope in mind.
Did you do this intentionally, or like you didn't plan to do this, but you had this in mind that I want to create hope?
Correct, yes.
Wow.
I want to create hope. Because sometimes in darkness itself, we are lost in that darkness and we can't really know what we want to do. And the background of this is actually in black.
Yeah,
if you
I
notice.
can see that. I can see that.
But I actually added greens, red, pinks, to brighten the darkness itself. Hey, in darkness, there is still hope.
Yeah. There's still light, right? There's still passion here, you see.
Correct, yes.
Yeah.
And life is so wonderful. And it's so vibrant that, so long as you step out of it, there's light.
Yeah.
There's hope.
Yeah, I can feel that. Because there was once that when I'm just share a little bit about my story. Like there was once that I think before COVID, me and my partner, like he sort of like quite down.
Okay.
And then I brought him to an art session, like just anyhow draw.
Okay.
So his drawing, purely black and white. It's like, I mean, he didn't know what he wanted to draw. He didn't know what he was drawing. But after he ended the drawing, right, I look at it, I'm like, I see it sort of like someone in the middle of the junction road, like trying to make a choice.
Yep.
I asked him like, was this what you're trying to draw? And then he said, I didn't intend to draw this.
Okay.
Whereas my art, it was like black at first, like all black.
Yep. Okay.
And then it was like just like what Diana was mentioning, like it was really, to me, I've been through a lot, right?
Yeah.
I just thought like at some point of my life, I felt hopeless. It's like all dark.
Okay.
But then hey, there's something in my life, like the life philosophy that holds me back, that I slowly filled up different color, like colorful thing. And as I filled it up, right, the dark color is still as a background, but can still float with colorful thing.
Precisely.
It is not like dominant by the black color. And then that's how I started to see like what Diana see is really the hope.
You did great. You did great.
Yeah, I mean like that's why when I first met Diana, I was like, I want to do this with you.
Oh,
yeah, I
thank you.
must get you to be my guest, because I mean, if you ask me, like, there's so many artists out there, and I definitely would, support someone who has really life transforming mission in the heart.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and that would make the whole journey more meaningful, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, and we will have another session later on, to, what's that called? The slow art, is it?
Slow art, yes.
Yeah, slow art. Don't ask me what is it. I don't know. I have no idea what is it. But we're going to have another special guest coming together to do the slow art together with us. And yeah, Diana, before we bounce out for a while,
sure.
Do you have, like, if you could, just share with the audience, I believe more than 70% of us still finding the sense of purpose in life, like you were before.
Yeah.
I believe it's just that some people are just subconsciously thinking it.
Yeah.
Some people are consciously thinking it, but don't know what should they do. If you could you just give one piece of advice?
That you never know. And just like myself, I never think that I could be an artist, okay? An art trainer somehow.
Yeah.
But very interesting. I find a different mission, a different purpose in life, especially helping seniors now, people with dementias, elderlies, engaging their lives in the latest part of their life itself, engaging with different people, get them to be creative. That's very much fulfilling than, what we are doing currently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do not be afraid. Just give your time for yourself and just step it up gradually.
What I hear is about time.
Yes.
Patience.
Yeah.
And through Dana sharing, for the past 20 minutes, if I were to do a summary, what I've learned, if I may, I mean, it's really, like Diana at first, she felt overwhelmed, probably hopeless. All times we thought that, being hopeless is like really hopeless already, but what she did is that she didn't give up.
Yep.
She had this hope in her mind that she was trying to search for, and look what universe got her, right?
Yes.
Look into a
Correct.
clip, and that's changed her life.
Definitely.
And she's on a different journey right now, totally 180%, 180 degrees different.
Yes.
Never imagined herself to be an artist. And I would definitely, although I didn't know her back then, but I can definitely guarantee she looks way more amazing now compared to then.
Thank you.
Yeah, because because once you have the purpose in mind,
yes,
you have everything.
Correct. Yes.
Thank you, Dana.
Most
and
welcome.
We will have you back later on.
Sure. See you.
Yay. All right, welcome back to Heart Dialogue. Again, I'm your host. And now we have another special guest, Hwee Hwee. She's a very unique yoga instructor. Later, we'll get her share how. Okay, so we are going to talk about mindfulness now. Hi, Hwee Hwee.
Hi, Candy.
How are you feeling now?
Okay. I'm a bit tired from my weekend. I had a workshop. I was attending a workshop.
Oh,
Yeah.
So what sort of workshop?
Yoga workshop. Over 12 hours.
Wow.
Like over the weekend, spread over the weekend.
So it's like being a yoga instructor, you still need to constantly upgrade yourself.
Of course. It's like being a financial consultant, you need to constantly upgrade yourself and know new knowledge, new laws.
Fair enough.
It's endless learning.
Fair enough. Sorry. First misconception. I thought yoga instructor just need to upgrading yourself, like just based on skill set. But what else?
But there's like abundance of like a lot of skill sets that we need to learn. You cannot possibly learn everything in that basic course. Like the basic is 200 hours yoga training. You can't finish learning everything in 200 hours. Or everybody has different body type, different issues, different pains. You cannot possibly learn everything. Even a physiotherapy is always ever learning, right?
So means that yoga instructors still need to understand different body parts, and
it would be best if you can understand. Then you can help your students better, right?
okay, maybe other yoga instructor will be like, hey, Candy asking dumb question, but because I'm like a layman, right?
Yeah.
So I honestly, I didn't know much about yoga. So Hwee Hwee, can you just enlighten me? Like, what is yoga about, and how can yoga connect with, mindfulness?
So the modern day yoga is being perceived as exercise only.
Modern days.
Modern days, like, because it's so westernized, it's being seen as just exercise. You would think yoga is just stretching, right, on the yoga mat.
Yeah, I think.
But really, the meaning of yoga means union. And it's union between your mind, body, and soul, or spirit, you can call it. And yoga is a way of life. It's not just a physical exercise. While physical exercise is a part of it, but it's not everything.
Okay, wait, I'm trying to understand. Okay, could you describe more about yoga as part of life?
So it's a way of life. It's like, it's your thinking, it's your conduct, your behavior as well. It's not just that 1 hour you do on the yoga mat.
Okay, describe more. I'm trying to.
So yoga means union, right, between your heart, your body, mind, and soul, or your heart, and it's a way of life. So yoga has 8 parts.
Okay.
8 parts in the Yoga Sutra. Yoga has 8 parts. It has your social and moral conduct.
Social and moral conduct.
Yeah,
okay.
That means your personal hygiene. You don't gossip about people.
Wow.
You don't go and do harm or do violence on other people, etc.
Interesting. Okay.
The third part is breathing exercise called pranayama.
Pranayama.
The fourth part is the yoga that we think, the physical exercise, which is called asanas. The 5th, 6th, and 7 are what we would interpret as mindfulness. Basically, the 5th, 6th, and 7 and 8 part are concentration without being disturbed, or constant undisturbed concentration, which we would call it as meditation or mindfulness.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's more to it. Let's keep it simple.
Okay, so as a layman, as a new student, what I hear from this 8 part, like 50% out of this 8 part,
it's mental work.
Yeah, already mindfulness.
Yeah, it is mental work. So that's why I say the physical exercise is only a small, tiny part of it.
Physical exercise is just 1 out of 8.
Yes, 1 out of 8, yes.
And another 2 is like the conduct. It's also back to the mental part, right?
Yes, that's why I say yoga is a way of life. It's not just a physical exercise.
Wow. You definitely changed my perspective about yoga, because yoga to me is really about stretching. And I sort of know like, yoga have to be concentrate, do the thing, concentrating in stretching.
And that would be good if you can do it. If you can be in your body while doing the stretching, it's good.
Okay.
That's already 1 level up more than regular people.
Is it like usually people will still...
So let's talk about regular people who, let's say someone who doesn't exercise at all.
Yeah.
They are numb. I use the word numb, mentally numb. They don't know what pain they're feeling in their body.
Okay.
They don't know that I'm having a neck ache. They don't know that unless you go for a massage, then you're like, oh yeah, I feel very tight here. So I use the word numb, okay? I use this word loosely. They're basically not aware of how their body is feeling physically. They don't know mentally or emotionally how they're feeling. They don't know that, oh, this person said this thing, I'm being triggered. They don't know that, but then they just feel like, then they just burst
agitated.
out. Yeah, but they don't know that, oh, it's because of this thing that triggered me. That's why I feel irritated. So they are not aware. They're not aware. But
awareness.
Yes. So that's why I say, if you can be in your body while you're exercising, it's already 1 level up more than most people in the world.
So like, correct me if I'm wrong, like the first step to have the self-awareness is actually to train our mind to be able to concentrate.
No, I would say the first step is just to be aware of how you're feeling. No.
Subjective.
Concentrate is a very serious word. It's very hard thing to do.
Okay, focus.
So, yeah, it's very hard to focus. I tell you to don't think about pink elephant.
I will think about
Anything about pink elephant, right? So it's very hard to concentrate. But let's just use the word awareness, just being aware of how you're feeling. How's my body feeling today? Am I having a jaw tightness? Are my eyes a bit dry? How am I feeling emotionally? Am I feeling like a bit irritated? Or am I feeling a very low energy? Just being aware is good enough.
any tips like I mean yes, I'm quite aware of my feelings. Like any tips to share with the audience, like how should they start to feel how they feel?
I would say every morning when you wake up and every night before you sleep, check in with yourself. Just ask yourself, how am I feeling today? How am I feeling right now? Every time you go toilet and do your business, don't look at your phone. Just check in with yourself. How am I feeling right now? I think that'll be very helpful.
So like as a start lah.
Yeah, as a starter,
Okay.
just check in with yourself. How am I feeling right now? Why am I? Or the next part will be, why am I feeling this? If you want to dig in deeper, then you realize, oh, maybe this person said this sentence to me. I feel a bit triggered. Why I feel triggered? Because it reminds me of something else in the past.
Start with how
What am I feeling?
What am I
How
feeling?
am I feeling?
how am I feeling, and then ask why.
Maybe if you want to dig deeper, but I suggest for people who like to overthink, don't ask why. Just acknowledge that I am feeling irritated, full stop, that's it.
Okay, so that's like the most basic mindfulness. Like it's not
Yeah.
mindfulness. I start to understand how we feel first.
Yeah.
Okay. I have many questions in my mind right now. I'm an overthinker.
So for someone who overthinks, right, the best is to write down.
Yes.
Because when you write down, you would see, hey, I'm repeating the same point already. Then you won't write down the same point. But if you're just in the mind, it just goes in circle and you just keep thinking about the same point over and over again. But when you write it down, you can visually see, I really thought about this already. Then I don't need to spend more time to dwell on it.
No wonder I find more useful in writing, like write my diary. Okay, so for overthinker, don't just think, like write down how you feel.
Yes. Write down how you feel. Because even if you share with a friend, right, I think your friend would feel like, why she keep repeating the same thing?
Oh, very
But-
naggy eh.
Yes, but the speaker wouldn't realize that I am repeating the same thing over and over again. Have you ever talked to someone and they keep repeating about the same point over and over again, just in different sentences?
Okay, later I ask my friend. Because I probably wouldn't aware that I actually keep repeating it. Later I can ask my friend. Have I been repeating myself, you know? Okay, good checkpoint. Okay, thank you for sharing. Okay, so back to yoga and mindfulness. Like, because through what you share with me, Hwee Hwee, like, I sense that you are kind of like a different yoga instructor. So how would you conduct your yoga session?
So for me, right, my class, of course, there is exercise part that I would like people to build muscular strength, especially for ladies after 40. You need to have muscular strength so that your bone density don't drop so drastically. Because when you don't have muscle strength, right, your bone density will drop. That's why the risk of osteoporosis will come.
Yeah.
So yes, there will be exercise part. There will be things like push-up, plank that you would need to do. But my main point is you need to feel good in your body. So I start the class with just chill. Just clear your mind. It can be lying down. Most of the time I start my class lying down. You just come in, lie down, and all I say is catch your breath.
Okay.
And if there's a lot of thoughts in your mind, then just let them settle down. I don't even say like, organize your thoughts or like, empty your thoughts. Just like, like if you have water bottle, you have sand in the water bottle, you shake. The sand is like all over the water. Right?
Yeah.
But when you just put it there, it will just...
Yeah, sink down.
And everything
Sinking.
will settle down. That's what I want to do. Just settle down.
Okay.
Just catch your breath, settle down. Then I will invite them to set an intention. Like today, what would you like to work on? I don't mean physically. I mean, it could be physical that you want to work on. It could be something more emotional or mental you want to work on. It could be, I don't know. I don't really interview my student like, hey, what intention you set today? Sometimes I do ask when I feel something from them. But usually I don't ask. It's your journey, right? You don't have to tell me everything about your life if you're not comfortable. But if you're comfortable, I'm happy to hear it from you. But just set an intention. Then we slowly start to warm up. Warm up your spine, warm up your shoulders, warm up your hips. Then we start to progress the intensity of the physical exercise. Progress. Then we start to cool down. Cool down, then we do some little stretches to cool down.
Yep.
Then again, lie down and chill. If you can fall asleep, I love it. It means you're really relaxed.
Would you let your student just sleep there?
I will not intentionally wake them. As in, I won't go and tap them like, hey, wake up already. I will just start to increase the volume of my voice. If they will eventually wake up when you hear everyone else packing their bag, you will wake up. But I will not go and tap them out. I will tell the other people, just let them be. They will eventually come back. I don't want to shock them up. Yeah, so the mental relaxation is very important for me. I want you to feel like when you finish a class with me, you feel like, wow, I feel very well rested. I feel like I fell asleep. I don't know if I fell asleep, but I feel very good. That's the face. You can see like, wow,
really not physically recharged, but like mentally recharged.
Yes,
like the
rested.
soul, like rested.
Yeah.
Put their soul back into pieces.
Integrate your body back. Put your legs back. Put your arms back. Put your mind back.
Okay.
But that's my point. Like I feel you need to be mentally, emotionally rested. And it's not just about whacking you, make you do, I don't know, like abs exercise, buttocks exercise. I mean, yes, those are important, but it's not the most important. That's secondary. My primary intention I like to have is, for you to feel better in your body, more comfortable in your body.
So like, Hwee Hwee definitely will strongly encourage people to have more works in their mind, like to understand like how should we utilizing our brain.
No, don't think.
Okay, don't think.
Don't think. Feel. Just
it's very hard.
Notice. Just be aware. Just notice.
Let brain come out again. Let brain come out again. Like keep thinking about how to do it. Like try to be logical. So,
but we need that to survive, right? We need that. We need your left brain to do all the work that you're doing. We need to pay bills. We need that. That's a survival, right? I mean, in this modern day, we need to pay bills.
Yeah,
that's very necessary. I wouldn't say like switch it off, but at least in an hour a day or pockets of time, let the left brain rest. Just notice, hey, how am I feeling?
An hour a day. So other than yoga, writing diaries and checking how we feel, any other stuff that we can do to
very simple
practice mindfulness?
You have it all the time with you. Just breathe. Just breathe deeply, slowly.
Notice my breath.
No even need to notice. Just breathe. Just 深呼吸. Okay. Can I share how to breathe?
Sure.
So normally when I tell people to breathe deep, they go,
yeah, that's me.
So that's very shallow breath. Your breath only reach to your
shallow.
chest.
I'm a shallow person.
No, not that shallow. Your breath is very shallow.
Okay.
Your breath didn't go deep.
Okay.
So then there's a lot of tension in your shoulders when you breathe. You just raise your shoulders up. But what I like to invite people is to breathe into your belly.
Okay, how?
So first step, let's just, when you breathe, you could breathe in through your nose or your mouth, depending on your comfort. Maybe if your nose are blocked, then choose your mouth.
Okay.
But if you are comfortable with breathing in through your nose, then breathe in through your nose.
Okay.
So just breathe into the belly, puff up your belly. And then breathe out from the belly.
Through nose?
Through nose, through mouth also can. Yeah. Then the shoulders doesn't shrug up, right? And it's more in the belly. Let's try again. And breathe out. Let's go again. How you feel?
I'm putting my intention in my stomach.
Yeah, then you're bringing awareness to your belly, right? And you are using your mind. Hey, let's breathe into the belly. You give your mind a job to do.
Yes.
So you wouldn't think about, hey, I haven't replied this person, I haven't do this, I haven't do that. You give your mind a job to do.
True.
So another, let's say level 2, above, beyond breathing into the belly, you could, part 2, you breathe into the belly first, then the chest, then breathe out from the chest, breathe out from the belly. So 4 parts. Into the belly, then the chest, breathe out from the chest, out of the belly. So it look like this.
Okay.
So we breathe in, puff up the belly first, then puff up the chest. When you breathe out from the chest first, then breathe out from the belly. Want to try?
Oh, yes. Okay.
Let's breathe in. Yeah, you can just place the palm is just there for you to feel your body part. You don't need the hands on,
to
okay?
make sure I do that correctly.
Yeah, okay. If you like to, you can close your eyes. So we breathe into the belly, to the chest, out from the chest, out from the belly. Let's go at your own time. And relax and open your eyes gently.
I can feel the depthness.
More deeper, right?
很深.
As if the breath can reach to the bottom of you, right?
And then when I 吐气, right, it's like 吐得很深, then 肚子 have to squeeze really in.
你不用故意去肚子 squeeze in, you just breathe out. Breathe out whatever air you have inside. You don't need to purposely pull your muscle in. But of course, it will go in because you're breathing out, right?
Yeah. Wow.
But how you feel here?
Nothing. It's just
nothing is good.
No. It's just like I can think of nothing. It's like
nothing
all
is
I
good.
can do is just focus on whether am I breathing correctly, the part. Yeah.
So if you could do this more times, right? We just did only 3 rounds. If you can do maybe 10, 30 times, you will feel something different.
Okay, I will go back and practice.
Maybe you're going to notice like how my eyes, how's like the head feeling, what's in my mind, what's in my chest. You can go try it out.
Well, so guys, like being mindfulness is just as simple as breathing.
It's just breathing, and you can do it anywhere when you're waiting for the traffic light, waiting for the lift.
As when I feel anxious.
Yeah, of course. And you can do it without closing your eyes. You can, like say you're in the road, you don't want to close your eyes, it's not safe to close your eyes, then don't close, just look at somewhere, look at a spot that's not moving, it could be on the ground, it could be looking far, it could be looking at the sky, just look at somewhere that is not like too much movement, and then just stay with your breath. Yeah, so your eyes are like a bit dazed, it's not really like, you're not looking sharp at something, just let go of your eyes.
Wow.
You just breathe, very simple. You can do it anywhere. It's an instrument that you have it with you since the day you arrive on Earth.
Oh my God, I need to share this to my partner. Just breathe.
And it's just not just, of course, like just breathe, then normal people just think,
Yeah.
But so if you tell them breathe into the belly, breathe slow, but go into the belly, breathe deep into the belly. You don't have to do the 4-part one, just belly is enough. But of course, if you have the time, you have the space, then breathe the 4-part, that could be, it's deeper.
Yeah, that's enough to just separate me from my thinking, the hair wire thoughts.
It's a brake button, like you're driving, you got the accelerator and the brake.
Yes,
Yeah.
Brake.
Yes, just press the pause button.
Thank you, Hwee Hwee. And I would say, before we get Dana back, I want to just curious. This is like a very curious question that I would ask every entrepreneur, like those who have their own small businesses or small, medium, big businesses. What is your purpose now? Your life purpose? What are you trying to build?
So can I share my story?
Sure,
Because we were talking, right? And we haven't get a chance to share. So I used to be an engineer. I studied chemical engineering.
Another 180 degrees different.
And then I started working as an engineer since I graduated from school, and I was very loyal. I'm a very loyal person. Worked there for 6 years since I graduated as a freshie, till like I could lead, I could guide newbies in the work.
Yeah.
The work is nice.
Yeah.
I get to travel to Japan and Korea because I speak Japanese, so they put me in Japan and Korea market. Very nice. Can you imagine you bring empty suitcase to Korea and bring back all of the cosmetic and stay in nice hotel. My clients are very nice as well.
Good pay, I assume.
Not good pay lah, 吃不饱饿不死 engineer ma. but comfortable, as in like for a normal regular person, it's enough for you it was enough for my expenses at that point of time. But it was me. I wasn't happy. I feel like I cannot be just here to earn a pay and then pay bills.
Yeah.
You know, there must be something more in life.
Yes.
So in that my last year of work, I got very depressed, and very lost in life. I didn't know who I am, what's my personality, who am I, what's my character, just really who am I, what's my identity. Got really lost, and that really like sucked the soul out of me. Like if you could see me at that time, right, I'm like all down.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I was very fat also. I put on a lot of weight. I put on like 15 kg in 1 year.
What?
Yes, I put on 15 kg in 1 year. I was walking like a penguin. It was very fat, right? And then like there's a lot of flesh in the thighs, so the legs cannot be together. So I walk like a penguin. And then the funny thing is always get abrasion here, right? Because a lot of flesh. So I was walking like a penguin, and you can really see like my energy level very low. Like I'm walking very slowly, not because of the physical way, but because mentally I was just very low, and not say confident, just not happy, just very dull.
Okay.
Like if you could put a color to it, it's definitely grey and black.
Okay.
So I was very, very lost, and I didn't dare to quit my job. Because it's my first job, right? And I don't know who I am. And I don't know what else I could do. Like this is the only thing I know how to do right now. And I'm doing it well, right? Like I'm surviving. I'm not doing it well, but I'm surviving. But it's just, I'm just afraid to quit my job.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody feel like you're worried about finances. Like, what if I quit my job? I cannot find a new job.
It's common.
Or maybe like I get a new job. I don't have good relationship with my coworkers, or I don't like my new job. And basically what was the real problem is I don't know what I want.
Oh yeah. I mean,
and I don't know, the worst is I don't know what I like.
Yeah. A part of the fear is actually we don't know what we want.
Yes, and I don't know what I like. That's the worst. Like I don't even know what's my preference.
Okay.
It took me a lot of courage a lot of time and courage to finally decide to quit. Like for 1 whole year, I was like, God, give me a sign. When should I quit? Like, I know I want to quit. I just don't know when. And I was like, God, give me a sign. And that time I was already practicing meditation. I was being vegetarian. I was doing all this yoga thing already.
I believe it's actually all this journey that actually got you to click like,
you got it.
Hey,
yes,
think about your life.
Yes, so like, it's time to change.
Yes.
It's time to change your path.
Yeah.
But it was still scary. It was still very scary. And then one day, my very nice boss, I had very nice colleagues, very nice boss, very nice mentor, very nice clients, you know. Just me. The problem is me. I'm not liking what I do. One day, my very nice boss quit. And I'm like, this is it lah. This is the sign. What am I waiting for? So I finally have the courage to quit. I quit without a job. And then at that point of time, there was 2 things that I really wanted to do. I wanted to take yoga teacher training in India because I didn't want to do it locally. Because locally it's all just focused on physical aspect. I wanted something more beyond the physical aspect. Yeah. Second was to travel Japan because I really love Japan, and I learned Japanese for 10 over years. I can speak Japanese. So, and then I thought I only have money to do one. Let's pick one. So I picked Japan. So I went to Japan. I bought a 1-way ticket to Japan. And I traveled 3 months there. And then I came back. And I was like, I still don't feel like working. I still don't know what I want to do. I still don't know what I like.
What did you do in Japan then? The 3 months?
I did like volunteering work. Like it's called woofing, WWOOF. It's like you stay in the host house for free, you eat for free, but in exchange you have to like do farming work for them.
Wow.
Very difficult for a person from Singapore living in high rise to go into the ground with the hot sun, plucking weeds. It's very difficult.
I believe that changed you.
It's very challenging. Like 很辛苦啊.
Yeah.
So then I came back and I was like, I still don't know who I am. I still don't know what I like. I still don't know what I want. I was like, okay, I still have some money. Let's go to India and take my yoga teacher training. So I just picked the cheapest course.
Okay.
For the longest period of time at the lowest amount. Just go. I bought a 1-way ticket again.
Okay.
So I finished my yoga training there, 6 weeks in the ashram. A very nice experience. I had a lot of local, like Indian local people in the class. I took my basic 200 hours training there. I could say the knowledge learned there are not that useful.
But you get a cert.
I get a cert. It's an opening. It's a passport to start everything. And then after that, after the course, I'm like, I don't want to go home. I still haven't found myself.
Yeah.
So I wanted to extend my duration of my travel as long as possible, because I feel like 我还没有成功. I haven't like succeed in anything. I don't want to come back home.
Okay.
I haven't found myself. I don't want to come back home.
Okay.
So at the lowest cost possible, I want to stay out of Singapore as long as possible.
Okay, so how long do you?
8 months.
8 months, okay. Still okay.
I didn't, as in I stayed like 6-7 weeks in India. Then I went over to Europe. And then I went to UK. I went to Senegal, which is West Africa. I spent 8 months traveling.
Wow.
And it wasn't intentional. I was just like go one place.
How much did you spend in total?
Maybe 3,000.
Wow, okay.
But you need to hear what I do.
Okay.
So
like after that.
But it wasn't like I intend to like, oh, after this, go this. It was just go this place. Then after that, I think about where to go next. Then I think about where to go next. So it wasn't intended to go 8 months extended.
Okay.
So like when I was in Europe, I was trying to find like, hey, where can I like spend the least money and stay the longest? I somehow find a temple.
Okay. And
they charged me. It's a temple in UK. It's £150. That's like 300 Sing dollars for a 3 month stay. For a 3 month stay.
Okay.
So without knowing what it is, I just like, oh, so cheap, let's go. I can stay 3 months, let's go.
Okay.
So when I went into the temple, my jaw just dropped. Like really, if the jaw can reach the floor, my jaw would reach to the floor. Like 真的是掉牙.
Okay.
That amount of humility or surrendering required, or at least so what I saw was people went to the temple hall. There's deities, right? There's altar deities. People kneel down, forehead down onto the ground, and I'm like, what the hell is this? I'm not ready for this.
Okay.
It's like for us Chinese, we just go temple, we just do this, right? They really like 磕头, forehead down on the ground every time they enter the temple hall, and I'm like, the first time I saw it, I'm like, I'm not ready for this. What is this? So I mean, now introspective, right? Like looking back, right? I think that was my ego, like not wanting to surrender.
Okay.
So in that 3 month stay was very hard. I remember washing somebody else's toilet, and I'm like, why my NTU degree need to come here and scrub other people's toilet? I don't even wash my own toilet at home. Okay. I remember that thought very clearly.
Okay.
Like there was so much ego, like not like thinking that I'm very high up, thinking that I'm so good, not willing to do like menial work. But what changed was there was like a spiritual teacher that came in somewhere through the stay. Somewhere halfway through the stay, I feel like I was in prison, you know, like 坐牢 eh.
Yeah.
Because you wake up at like 4 a.m. every day, then go to the temple hall for like whatever, whatever like meditation that they do. And then there's lecture, and then you only get breakfast at 8:30. Like imagine you wake up at 4 a.m. and then you eat at 8:30. It's like very long hours, you know. And then at night, then there's classes, and I need to do cleaning service for them. And then at night, they cut off the Wi-Fi. And I'm like, oh.
Okay. So
So basically, it's very hard for me because I need to sleep at a fixed time, eat at a fixed time, which something that I'm not used to. I mean, in Singapore, we have so much freedom, right?
And then they cut off your Wi-Fi.
Yeah. So mentally, I feel like 我在坐牢, I'm in prison. Okay. And I'm like, I want to go home.
So like after 3 months, you came back?
No, I didn't. I continued to travel. I went different places. This 3 months was in the middle of the 8 month trip. So what changed was a spiritual teacher, like a very senior one in his 70s. You know, those celibate monk, 出家和尚. The moment he stepped into the temple hall, I feel like, wow, something is different. Like I feel a shift in energy.
Yeah.
And then he started chanting or singing. We do like musical meditation. He started singing. I started crying. It's like the tears just like the valve, the tap just opened and the tears just fall. And I'm like, what is going on? And the next day when I look at the deities, I know this is home.
Oh.
This is what I was looking for. So I found my relationship with God, and that gave me the answer of who I am. It's a very strong and certain feeling like this is home. And that moment, I know what's my purpose is to serve.
Do you feel grounded from that moment onwards?
Yeah, of course. I feel like, I finally know who I am. It's not a word that I can put in. I'm like, my name is not Hwee Hwee. It's not that I'm a woman. It's not that I'm a Singaporean. It's not that I'm a Chinese. It's not that I'm a yoga teacher. But basically, it's just a servant for fellow people, for fellow humanity. And why am I doing this is this is my relationship with God, that He gave me a role is to serve and help other people. And that feeling is just so sure.
Yeah, I can feel that.
Yeah, so and then that gave me like, I finally know who I am. It's like, maybe I can use the word like I'm a servant of God, but that word don't really sink in. It's a feeling. It's a feeling. It's not a word can describe.
Yeah, nothing can describe when you like. 其实真的很难去 describe exactly how you feel.
Yes.
When you realize something.
Yes, it's like I cannot tell you, but the closest word is my purpose is to serve. That's the closest word I can use. So then after all this, I still went to Africa and then came back home. When I came back home, somebody asked me like, so this yoga studio looking for a yoga teacher who can teach in Japanese. Do you want to teach? And I'm like, wow, okay. That was my first gig. That's where I started. I started teaching, and then other places started asking me, and then students started asking me for private class. That's how I started like 6 years ago. Until the day I survived COVID. And it was hard. COVID was hard. COVID was hard.
And I believe because like you said that your intention was just to serve. Like when you serve, it's sort of like just help people like enlighten their life. Like just
enlighten is a big word.
Okay.
Help them to feel better.
Feel better.
Or help them to become more aware of themselves, understand themselves better. I'm not like saintly enough to like, ding, you're enlightened now.
Impact people, like
yes, just basically impact people, empower people.
Yeah, empower people.
So I have a story to share that I have a friend who used to, we became friends after he started coming to my yoga class. I'm not gonna say name. I don't know if I can share this story. I never asked for his permission.
You can just share like the transformation will do. Like
the transformation is he came from my yoga class through like friends' recommendation. He came, he looked like he's very young, only like 30-ish, but he looked really like dragged and like looked very old, like looked like 40s, 50s. And looked very unhappy. Like you can feel like, wow, 这个人很沉，他的气场很沉。And then, like, as he come for my class, he started sharing me, like, he was taking some professional exam to become, like, a professional in his field, right? And he kept failing the exam. And he asked me, what should I do? And I'm like, what do you want? And he's like, I really want to become this profession. Like, it was his childhood dreams to become this profession so that he can empower other people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, then go for it. If you fail 5 times, do it the 6 times.
Yeah.
And then he's like, he kept coming for class and he kept trying. He didn't fail actually. He did pass all his exams and he became that profession. And I could see like how like the 50-year-old look go back to the 30-year-old look. Go back to the 30-year-old look. Like there's vibrant, there's like 有光泽,
yeah, because it's all back to our heart, our mind. Like when we feel hopeful, like it's just like 有滋润 sometimes, a lot of times.
And now he's doing very well in his profession. And if you ask me what did I do at that time, I did nothing. I just lent him a listening ear and just ask him, what do you want? If this is what you want, then persevere, go for it.
Yeah.
Regardless how hard is it, just work on it.
Yeah.
And I did nothing but just to sit with him for like 15 minutes to hear him out.
Yeah, and definitely, I just want to share, right? That's why it's just as important as you just listen will do. Or just a simple word like just ask, hey, how do you feel today? That's all.
Yeah, just give people space to express themselves.
Yeah.
Which is also in my yoga class, right? Like a lot of them are parents, very tired from like, having kids. They're always busy. They need to work, then rush home, cook for the kids, help the kids do homework. It's always endless tasks and tasks and tasks, right? And then when they come in, they're just like, oh, 好累, I just want to sleep.
Yeah.
Like all they look forward to is like the lying down part.
Yeah.
And then all I want to provide is I want to give you this space to be just here. Just breathe.
This time and space.
Yeah, just empty your mind and just rest.
Yeah.
Of course, like if they desire, they want to build a certain muscle, I will help them. But if today they come in like the face so pale, the lips so pale, the eye bag so heavy, then hey, what happened today? And she's like very tired. Then take it easy, just lie down and rest. You can come in the whole class, just lie down on the blocks, just do some passive exercise. That's also fine with me. Just catch your breath.
Yeah, it's the like what you say. It's the mind, the mindfulness that matter, right? To just feel how we feel today.
If today you're not in a good mood, I keep making you do plank and plank, and then you may end up injuring yourself because you're not pressing your palm well.
Yeah,
you're not
present.
Yeah, you're not present. You cannot engage your body well. You might just end up injuring yourself. Then what's the point of doing this? I might so just ask you to lie down on blocks, open your chest, and just chill there.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. I felt the most when you mentioned about the surf. Like you finally found, just to surf, that kind of meaning. Because we are so young, right? Sometimes like people just feel like, 你那么年轻. Yeah, but it's actually this journey of mindfulness is not about age. It's not about age. And I would say that 越年轻的人, if they really find their purpose in life, like who they are, what they like, right? It could be really life transforming.
Yeah, then imagine now you're in like 20s, 30s, 40s, you already found, right? What kind of greater impact in that next 20, 30, 40, 50 years when you're much more senior?
Yes.
You've really done so much work, whether is it for yourself or for others, that amount of time that you can accumulate.
All right, welcome back. So we have Dana back and then Hwee Hwee. Now we're going to do a very special session, slow art. Although I have no idea what is this. Diana have provided us a few art pieces and Hwee Hwee is going to do the slow art.
So let me explain what we're doing. This is mindfulness through art.
Okay.
So it's called slow looking or slow looking art. So we're gonna be using the technique of mindfulness to appreciate the painting done by Diana.
Okay.
And it's a journey to be present in the moment, but instead of your body, you're using the painting done by Diana. So instead of becoming aware of your body, you are into the paintings.
Ooh, okay.
So we have 3 paintings at the back, right?
Okay.
So without looking into details of the painting, just look at it from like bird eye view.
Okay, bird eye view.
Pick one.
Okay, pick one. I will pick this.
This one?
This one.
The center one? Interesting.
It's like bird eye view, right? Like
as in 从远远看，你从远远看，你选一个。
I'll pick this.
This one, okay.
Yeah.
Can we touch?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
So we're gonna put it in front of you.
Okay.
Maybe you can hold it comfortably and then sit comfortably also. So we're just gonna close our eyes for a moment and just we'll close our eyes. Soften your eyes. Maybe Diana could join us also. We'll just take a breath into your nose. We're gonna breathe out from the mouth like with a little sigh like.
Okay.
Just to clear our mind, we're gonna do a few times. Let's breathe in. Out from the mouth. When you breathe in. When you breathe out, let go of all the thoughts in your mind. Let it out through your breath. We're repeating 2 more times. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out fully. Now we switch our breath to just in and out through the nose. And soften your eyes, soften your jaw. Allow your shoulders to drop. Just breathe in through your nose into your belly. Breathe out through your belly, through your mouth. Into your nose, into the belly. And breathe out. Going a little bit more deeper with our breath, like what we did earlier. We're breathing in through the nose, into the belly, followed by the chest. And breathe out from your nose, out from your chest first, then out from your belly. So a few times like this, at your own pace, breathing into your nose, into the belly, then to your chest. Breathe out from your chest, then breathe out from your belly. Take it slow, take your time, at your own pace. When you breathe in, pack the air into your belly, then pack the air into your chest. When you breathe out, release the air out from your chest, release the air out from your belly. Let's go a few more rounds. Your own pace. Just breathe in to your belly, to your chest, out from the chest, out from the belly. Let's go a little bit gentler with our breath. I go deep into you. And continue your breath. In the next few moments, we're going to softly blink our eyes open and look at the picture or the painting from an overall perspective. So softly blink your eyes open and look at the painting from an overall perspective. And as you look at the painting from an overall perspective, notice what do you see?
I see flowers.
And the next question, you don't have to answer me. Just notice this observation from the overall perspective. What does it remind you of? And whenever you are ready, start to look into the details of the painting. Look at all the tiny details slowly, gazing through the painting. Notice the texture. Notice the colors or the change in colors, the gradient in the colors. Just take your time to gaze through the details of the painting. And just observe the texture, the tone, or the change of texture or tone in the painting. And whenever you are ready, pick a spot or a few points or an area, pick an area or a spot to really notice the details in that area, in that spot. And for that spot that you have chosen, what does it tell you or what does it remind you of?
Am I supposed to share?
You can think about it yourself first, yeah. We can share it after the process. And whenever you are ready, and if you like to, pick another spot or another area to look into the details. And through the details, what does it tell you? Or what does it remind you of? And only when you are ready, just sit back, close your eyes. But only when you are ready. Just close our eyes, we just take a full breath into you. Take it slow, take it deep. Breathe out slowly. Let's breathe in. Let's breathe out. We softly blink our eyes open and bringing ourselves back. So how are you feeling?
Calm.
Nice.
Hmm.
How was your experience?
Like my mind went very creative.
Okay, tell us the details.
So I'm just gonna put it that. So firstly I saw like a lot of flowers. Okay, to me it's like a lot of flowers, like lily. And then I just felt like it's like a water lily, like 那个莲花. Yeah, I don't know why, but I just feel 好像一个莲花在那个池塘. And then I noticed few spots like here, and here. So when you ask me like how this resonate me, I suddenly had this image in my mind, the pink sea in Australia. Yeah. So I imagine like the海浪 on that seaside, like pink color 这样，哇，我觉得很美。And then when I look at this, right, it's like this tiny spot here. So there's this blue color, black color, and this pink color. So it just brought to me like 就很像在那个海浪冲 and then like two things crosses, like two different mind crosses, but it created like a very beautiful mixture. Like 你看这边有 blue， 然后有 pink， 这样子。So what does this really mean to me? I just feel like life is just full of possibility. Yeah. That's just something that brought to me through this painting, like really full of possibility. Yeah.
When you look at the pink sea in Australia, how you feel?
Or I imagine myself lying down there, enjoying. I've been, wanting to go there. Yeah, I've looked at the sea many times in social media already. So probably, yeah, I should take a trip there.
Yeah, why not?
Anything else you want to share?
Sometimes I just feel like some colors, like when you ask me to notice the detail, right? I won't go and look at the detail, but does it mean that these colors are not important? It's actually not. It's like, to me, it's just overall feeling, they're actually very important. in detail I may miss them, but then 没有他们 is like different also. Yeah, it's just that 我觉得有时候就很像我们身边的人啊 there are people that we won't specifically 去觉得 specially 觉得啊我要很感谢这些人，比如说 for example our parents, our loved one, they are there, but they are like not there, but they are actually there. Then many of times probably we are just focusing on our success, our money, you know, whatever things that we want to chase over. 可是这些人就感觉在默默在旁边 you know, it's like they form a picture together. But today if I were to just look at them but ignoring them or choose to remove them, right, it's like 这个话就没有意思了。Yeah.
Just a big realization.
Yeah, man. Wow, interesting. It's like many things, right, when you ask me, when I was just be at the moment, 我其实没有想到的。Yeah, I was just at the moment. 然后当我要开始 express 的时候 I feel like it's trying to making the connection.
Yes, that's your introspective.
Wow.
So mindfulness is not just sitting with your breath or like sit lotus pose and then must sit up tall. It could be through anything. Even your food, you can do the same to your food.
Introspective. Gonna put this up.
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean I just want to share with the audience that I mean not necessarily have to do, you know, through these photos, like the audience can do as and when they want, even towards the nature, like to the food, like
Look at the clouds.
Yeah.
And I would say the takeaway from this exercise is really be present. Just don't try to make sense of everything.
The answers will come later on.
Yeah.
Just like how you experience, right? When you're looking at it, you didn't think so much, but the things connect the dots later on. It would just connect.
Wow. We should have, we should have. I mean, like we should get more people to, you know, to truly, be part of this process. I mean, let them feel it, and then they can do it themselves, right?
I think I could actually resonate with Hwee Hwee because before when I actually create this picture itself, I was just pouring paints onto the bubble wrap itself, and by pouring the paints, bits and pieces, it does not form anything. But when you pull the canvas out from the bubble wrap itself, it connects. Yeah.
That magically connect.
Correct, yes. Never miss any colors that could be around you.
Garden of Hope at the back here, written.
You know, when I was looking, right, as I was guiding you, I was looking at it myself, right? So my first spot of focus was the red part here.
Oh, wow.
And I feel a lot of passion. It feels like, you know, the feng huang, the phoenix, and then the fire from the tail.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of passion, a lot of drive, a lot of hope for me. And then I choose the pinky, milky part. And that's like a lot of love for me, like very nurturing, like very motherly, very earthly kind of. So it's like a lot of passion, a lot of fire, and yet a lot of love and a lot of nurturing. That was what I feel.
Oh, great to hear.
And it's actually through other people sharing, like through your sharing, I get to learn your perspective also. Like, wow, okay. Such a realization also. There is beauty, like this is the beauty of sharing our thoughts, like the inner thoughts. Thank you for guiding me through this. Yes. Diana, anything you want to share?
I think through art itself, you know, we can connect ourselves to be aware with our environment. You know, like what Hwee Hwee says, when you do art, it's a therapeutic thing, and it's a way that you have to cultivate yourself to breathe, focus, you know, be present as what you're doing.
Yeah.
I think arts in any form or as in yoga, breathing is very important in our daily lives.
Yeah. Diana is right. Like when Hwee Hwee guide me through the breathing, that exercise actually like sort of just empty up my mind. Like I was ready to just be at the present. Without the breathing, I was probably just wandering around, like my mind was wandering around. So breathing exercise is really
So a lot of people think I don't have time for this. Like they're very busy with work or anything. I don't have time for this. But do you know that when you empty your mind for that 5, 10, 15 minutes, later on you can be more efficient in your work because your focus is better. You need less time to do your work. So it's like, it's an investment, right?
Yes.
You just need to put in the initial capital and then later you get bigger returns out from it. Like people always think, 我忙,我没有空. Like I ask them to do simple stretch on the bed before you sleep.
Yeah.
They say I'm so tired. But after that, later on you get pain, right? You need to spend time see doctor.
Yes.
You need to invest more time. But if you put in that little pocket of time every day,
Yes.
you save you a lot of time later on in your life.
Yes.
All right.
Regardless whether it's exercise, breathing exercise, or mindfulness.
Yes.
Totally agree.
There's always time. Like there's no such thing as I have no time. We always have time. The question is, where do you spend your time?
Yeah. It's your priority. Like,
it's a
where
priority.
do you want to
Yeah.
make time for it?
Correct.
Yeah, and mindfulness is definitely a journey that once you step on it, it's like no turning back already. Like because you have ripped the soul, like, oh my God, this investment is so good, right? Then you will even more into the journey. And I would definitely just to share to the audience here, like we definitely will try to do something, like, to serve the audience, through this slow art, and just stay tuned. Right? Okay, thank you everyone. I enjoyed the session.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you for being part of this incredible dialogue. We hope this episode has inspired you to embrace heart-to-heart dialogue in your own life. If you love to share your stories with us, DM us, comment below, or use the hashtag HTHD stories. Your voice matters, and we can't wait to listen and learn from you. If you enjoyed today's conversation, don't forget to subscribe and share this episode with your friends. Remember, every genuine conversation has the power to make a difference. Let's make an impact together. Till next time.